Hello again everybody. Today I'm gonna present the second part of my website. So first I'm gonna explain the choice of types of text. So as you can see, many of my website texts are descriptive text. So I'm trying to describe my images. So as you can see again, I used many types of expository or descriptive text. For example, for Russia, if I wanted to explain Russia's fashion, I would not use I would not use a persuasive text because it would not give me many information to say. So I used expository because I can give more details and give for example to the visitors more information about what is the Russia's fashion or what are their costumes. I also used last persuasive text. The reason why I have written a persuasive text is because I wanted to persuade people that my images in my website are linked to culture. So the reason, for example, I could have used only text in my website but not images. But if I used images, it would give a better link between fashion and culture in my website. So now I'm gonna do the second part. That is the topic of my website. So I'm gonna go back home to the home page. So the topic of my website is to present various different costumes from all over the world. So it is fashion, but fashion related to culture. That's why I choose different countries from different parts in the world, because every country has different types of costumes, and this variety represents culture. For example, if I take Kenya, and they have a special costume for a special tribe, so this is kind of culture. And by using these images or this country, I can easily relate to the main topic of the English unit, that is how can and of the site, that is how can fashion relate to culture. So if I take again another country, for example, I will take Cuba. As you can see, they have different types of costumes, not as like Kenya. So these costumes again represent their own culture, and I am given a description of their culture. So this permits to explain the topic of my website, that is how can fashion relate to culture. Now I'm gonna do the third part, that is the creative look of my website. So as you can see, my website is pretty much creative. I have variant sections, for example, weekly pictures, and that will redirect you to a site with weekly fashion pictures. I have also a portfolio with pretty much countries from all over the world. I also have a bibliography of all my sources over here, and with the more, I have a blog, my persuasive text, and a video presentation. So the first part of my video. So as you can see, it is pretty much creative. And again, the purpose of my site is to give description about the different fashion in the world. So I want to inform people that not every single country has the same, for example, costumes in the world. So not everybody for example, Morocco or Russia are wearing jeans with t-shirts. So they have their own costumes that represent their culture. So the last part will be that I will explain how everybody links together. So as you can see, in my design, I used mainly white and black. So I wanted to keep the same colors in each section, so it gives a better look to the website. And again, as you can see, my texts all relate to culture, to the theme that is fashion, and to the other one, that is how can fashion relate to culture. And again, as you can see, my website is pretty much relating everything to culture. I have a video presentation of my website. I have a persuasive text that talks about how my images are related to culture. I have a bibliography about sites that all speak about traditional country costumes and their fashion. And again, with my portfolio, and here I have weekly pictures. So in my website, I mainly talked about the traditional fashion, but there is also the modern fashion that could be considered as a culture like the other ones. So I also represented this section with the weekly fashion pictures. And finally, my home, that gives a small description of my site. So that's pretty much my site. Thank you for watching.